Mr. Tarun Popli handles business development for utility scale solar projects and bid management for utility scale and CI segments. The projects include ground mounted and floating solar projects, wind solar hybrids, round the clock projects, RE storage projects, etc. As head of business development, he is authorized to execute bid documents and post bid project development activities such as execution of power purchase agreements, implementation, service agreements, and many other statutory compliance related documents. So today, Mr. Tarun's submission will focus on growth trajectory of large utility projects and hybrid projects with RE. So I would like to invite Mr. Tarun Popli.
How we have seen the RE capacity addition over the years, you can see that largely it is dominated by solar only, and wind is also part of it. So what we are actually seen in the past, that solar is expected to remain dominant technology in future also, because of its nature, because of its cost, and because of its adaptability within various resources, be it conventional or non-conventional, which is available with the DISCOMs and the clients. How this solar will be supported by different policies and being promoted by the government of India, I think there is a huge opportunities which are expected under RE thermal bundling program, which has been flexibilization scheme, which is mandated by MOP. Increase RPO compliance by the regulators. Now they are more active that every DISCOM should ensure that there is a particular RPO compliance available. Then there is a solar manufacturing PLI scheme by Government of India to improve the things. Implementation of GNA is definitely expected to support C&I segment and people with open access rules coming up with STU banking facilities available in DISCOMs. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for all kind of RE assets, be it solar, wind, storage, and other things. Definitely, my fellow panelists have told that transmission system availability for integration is the key to the success of this renewable development. Unless and until we have the transmission capacity available, your plants are stranded and you are not able to evacuate your energy and pass it on to the client wherever it is required. Then there are new technologies which are coming in terms of offshore wind, green hydrogen. Green hydrogen, we have already discussed that it will mandate the RTC kind of tenders whenever it will be in place, because for green hydrogen you need a continuous supply and you have to design the capacities and your solutions basis on that. So I think the time is really for that RE capacity is going to be increased. Government has mandated a huge ambitious target, which in case we want to achieve, definitely we have to bring in all type of RE assets to ensure that we are there to serve the customers and clients. I've just shown that how the things have moved over the years, how the solar dominated industry is now moving to hybrid solar, and then it will be a combination of RTC and peak tenders. Then there will be some specialized offshore winds, captive storage and other things, and finally moving to different type of hydrogen offshore tenders. Definitely there is a demand from C&I to have more accurate, more RTC kind of thing where 99% of availability is being asked. So that is really a challenge for the developers, that how to ensure that part of the availability and be it with the same kind of solutions. If you look upon over the years, you can see that how the solar dominated tenders, I'm talking about utility scale tenders, are now moving towards hybrid, RTC, storage and peak. On the left side, if you'll see that pure solar tenders are going down. But in these hybrid tenders and RTC tenders, definitely storage is one of the components based on which you are actually basing your solutions and moving ahead. In the last 6 to 7 months also, you can see that lot of tenders which has been came up and awarded, most of them are of hybrid in nature. So now DISCOMs don't want to do all this scheduling and calculations on their own. They want a quick fix solutions. They want RTC power so that they can sit back and all the things related to scheduling and everything rest upon the developer. Just for my participants, those who may not be knowing too much about what is the difference between solar, wind, hybrid, and RTC kind of tenders. You can just see the graphs. You'll be able to know that how the solar profile is there, how wind complements this solar profile to make it a hybrid solution, and how much COF which we are able to get from a wind solar combination. And if you want to move hybrid RTC kind of combination, then you have to include your storage part, or as my fellow panelist said, you have to take support from exchange or any conventional power source to make it a pure RTC kind of tender with specific availability or maybe time block availability, which is mandated by the client in their tenders. So this graph is very useful so that people will be able to understand that how the things get changes due to different components being added as part of your solution. This I have just kept it that recent trends, recent tenders which have came up, what are the construct in these tenders. So usually we are getting in utility scale tenders is kind of peak tenders or RTC tenders. In peak tenders, there are specific slots in which client usually asks peak power in a certain type of slots, maybe usually 2 slots in a day based on their own peak demand. Then there are some guaranteed COFs which has been asked during that peak demand period so that they can serve their customers better. And there is a possibility that there is a mandatory storage requirement, or in case it is not mandated, developer is free to choose their solution that how they want to give that particular assurance, because there are penalties involved if you are not able to meet that particular criteria. Key components, definitely solar and wind, because they are the cheaper source of energy, RE energy right now. Who knows, maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, storage is cheaper than wind. We cannot predict, because we have seen solar tariffs of 15 rupees and now we are less than 2 rupees. So there is always a possibility. So let's see that whether how much storage will be able to complement to the solution. Round the clock, we all know that round the clock means 24/7, but definitely 24/7, that means 100% availability. Nobody wants to ask right now because this is a costly solution. So usually in the tenders, you find that there is a specific annual availability which is being asked 80 to 90%. Then there is some mandate in the time block availability also. Some tenders, there is a flexibility where you can choose from IEX exchange or maybe conventional power sources. In some tenders, it is mandated that much minimum percentage of RE energy should be as part of your solution. So this I've just given an idea that in the future, C&I segment, green hydrogen, I think these are the 2 pillars which will give fillip to these RTC tenders, peak tenders, because they need that much kind of energy and they want to get rid of the higher discom tariffs based on this open access rules. Many states are following that open access policy which is given by the government of India. They are adopting the features. They are also allowing banking. I think it will give a good push for the RE capacity addition both in C&I segment and the utility scale segment. And discoms, definitely they also want to reduce their average power purchase. They have a pressure from consumers, they have a pressure from regulator also, and they are also coming up with different type of tenders, specifically deviating from the pure solar tenders. But solar will continue be the dominant feature in future years for time. This is about TPREL. You all know we are into manufacturing utility scale wind operations, solar rooftop pumps, microgrids, and we are running a lot of projects. We are winning a lot of projects, and I think this is all from my side. I hope things are understood, because I thought that if people wants to know the difference between different type of construct of tenders which are coming in utility scale and what is the growth strategy, I think this is good to have small kind of visual presentation. Thank you.